Bearcat on the left-hand side of your screen. Also CHP working the scene here, helping with the closures. I'm looking a little bit ahead at the intersection of Imperial Highway and the 91, and you can see a lot of those big rigs have been able to be turned around, and they are now going eastbound in the westbound lanes just to help clear some of that traffic.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in.
We've been on station.
We just got the police got a standoff.
A little bit of movement
down in Los Angeles.
Suspect.
That guy's supposed to be armed, and so they was chasing him around for a while. So welcome in. Welcome in.
Marcel says copy. Copy.
Hey, Lewis, what's going on?
Copy.
We just got a notification that the police had a standoff.
We'll try for John Wayne.
So we just put it up. We're just live streaming it today, just so everybody can see what's going on.
What the start of the pursuit was for?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, watch it here. Let me get the credit for it. Look at all this police. Is there enough of them? Look at them. They got a drone up and everything on this guy.
Yeah. Do you know what led to the stop on the freeway here? Copy.
Welcome in, welcome in. Look at it. They got the two Bearcats.
Whatever you...
Everybody's behind him for the line of fire, but the Bearcats, they're bulletproof.
Whatever you think is good.
But they got him pinned in, so he can't move.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us on our ABC7 streaming app, abc7.com, and wherever you stream, ABC7 Eyewitness News. You're hearing a little bit of the dialogue between myself, my pilot, and our assignment desk back in Glendale as we work to verify all the facts with this situation.
Yeah, he's sandwiched in. He can't get out.
Anaheim PD, Corona PD, just trying to figure out what exactly led up to this, what has become a traffic nightmare on the first day of the Memorial Day weekend, the Memorial Day travel rush. The 91 freeway through Anaheim.
Is that a Prius? I don't think it's a Prius.
A pursuit comes to an end and turns into an armed standoff. The pursuit started at 8 a.m. in the city of Corona near McKinley and Griffin. This is an armed stalking suspect, and when Corona PD officers attempted to pull the suspect over, the suspect continued to drive on and got on the 91 westbound, ended up here, somehow came to a stop on the 91 westbound just before Lakeview Avenue. And that's where
you'd like to hear what they're saying to him?
Now you have these two Bearcat.
Step out of the car with your hands in the air. Come out of the car with your hands in the air. That's what they're saying.
Is armed. And those Bearcat vehicles, the one on the left from Anaheim PD, the one on the right from Corona PD.
Looks like a Prius.
Pinned in. We've only seen.
Okay.
We've only seen one person, or at least movement from one person in this vehicle so far. We do not believe there's any other occupants in the vehicle right now.
If you look at the back door, there's a hole in the window. You see it? There's a hole in the window of that back door.
The shutdown of both directions of the 91 freeway in Anaheim, and the lockdown of at least 2 schools.
So they got 2 schools locked down.
Elementary school is on lockdown, and Crescent Primary School also on lockdown. Those schools are less than 1,000 feet away from the actual standoff.
They got the canine there.
Just past the bottom of the frame. We'll keep the camera tight on the suspect vehicle here just in case anything happens. You can see those SWAT officers from Corona PD keeping their weapons trained on the vehicle just in case anything happens. You have a helicopter from the California Highway Patrol over the scene here, because California Highway Patrol is helping with the shutdown of the freeway, and they're helping clear some of the traffic. You have traffic on the westbound.
Hey, thank you, Christy.
Forced off on Imperial, and you also have traffic.
Thank you. I appreciate that
right
super chat. I appreciate that. That helps support this channel. Come on now, don't buffer.
CHP is working with each driver individually to get them turned around to go eastbound in the westbound lanes and find an exit for them. It looks like on Imperial Highway. So they are getting on Imperial Highway on the on-ramps there. The Lakeview Avenue Bridge is shut down. Officers are shutting that down for the safety of the commuting public.
Well, they've got the drones up. They've got them up.
The 91 on Lakeview.
They showed a picture of them a little while ago.
The westbound lanes, the eastbound lanes of the 91, they're shut down at the 55. So you have about a 5-mile backup there. You're backed up past the 57 right now, and you're being forced onto the 55 south. The 55 north also being affected here because you can't get on the 91 either east or west. Some good alternates here would be Imperial Highway just to get around this closure. You could use the toll roads if you're coming from Orange County, the 241 or the 261 to the 241. If you take those north, that'll get you back onto the 91 after this closure, and you can continue on eastbound. That's if you're going from west to east. If you're going from east to west, I would avoid the 91 altogether. You'll get stuck in some of that traffic if you try and go all the way to the 241.
No, I think they said he was a stalking suspect.
Backup here going in that westbound direction. You could get on the 71 and take the 60 to head west. That might be one of your best options here. Carbon Canyon is also available for you. I see a lot of vehicles taking Santa Ana Canyon Road. There appears to be a lot of street lights on that stretch, so that's going to be a slow roll for you if that's what you choose to take. But you can get off the 55 at Catella, make your way up to Santa Ana Canyon Road and continue eastbound if you so choose. That's how you get from west to east.
There's the K9.
One more time, Jay. I was listening to some of the radio traffic here.
Let me see if I can pick it up on the
Copy
scanner.
That. Yeah, all the nearby
Let's see if I can
roads
get the scanner
really backed up. Oh. Where are they, do you know?
What is that, Anaheim or? Anaheim.
Okay, copy. We're about 30 minutes from the start of Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. We have a reporter en route to the scene here. We have another camera crew on the ground. They're working to get additional information on the closures, the school lockdowns, and what else is going on there on the ground. Meanwhile, on Air 7 HD, we're going to keep these pictures up for as long as we can so that we can hopefully bring you the conclusion of this standoff if it happens soon, and hopefully it does happen soon just because of the traffic implications here. As we mentioned, holiday weekend, Memorial Day, a lot of people hitting the roads today, and this is definitely going to get in the way of that for a lot of people. We're hearing some radio traffic between the police helicopters. It does appear that the Riverside Police Department helicopter has left the scene for now, leaving just the CHP helicopter on scene here. And they have told us that SWAT teams on the ground are really in a waiting mode right now. They want to wait and see if they can convince the suspect to give up on their own, just because
look at the amount of the cars.
They are operating on the assumption that he is armed. You can see one of the drones there on the ground. We believe that that is a Corona Police Department drone. A lot of unmarked units from Corona PD here as well, a very large showing from that police department. CHP also on scene assisting in the closure, and once again Anaheim PD doing their part, providing the Bearcat on the left side of your screen.
So I found a Corona Police and Fire on the scanner, but I don't know if it's.
That's probably.
If it's going to be. It only has 10 listeners, so I don't know if what's going on, if this is the right one or not.
Northbound, but Santa Ana is open. Okay.
Yeah, they're diverting traffic not to get on the freeway.
We're taking a look at Lakeview Avenue, the bridge going over the 91. That bridge is shut down. You're not going to be able to get across the 91 freeway on Lakeview. So if that's a route that you use, that's off limits right now. If you use that to get to the elementary school here, that's off limits right now. Once again, the elementary schools that we know are on lockdown are Crescent Elementary School and Crescent Primary School. And that's just because of the close proximity to the standoff scene itself. Those schools are just to the south of the freeway here.
In Oregon, if you shut I-5 down, okay.
We're seeing a good chunk of this stuck traffic finally being able to turn around and exit the 91, going the wrong way, and then exiting on the wrong off-ramp onto Imperial Highway. But in this case, they're being told to do so by CHP because that's really the only way. So all the traffic that's stuck behind this standoff situation, they're turning around and they're getting off on Imperial Highway, which is a good sign because these poor folks here on the 91 that got stuck behind this pursuit, they've been stuck here for a little over an hour. And we see some people right behind the police line that are already out of their cars, just kind of walking around. Surely at this point, they've hopefully looked at their phones and been able to figure out what is going on. And then it just becomes a waiting game, so the vehicles and trucks behind them, and there's some big rigs on these westbound 91 lanes that will have to do a multi-point U-turn and back out of there. So it'll take a little while to get all of the stuck traffic out of the way, but that doesn't end the entire situation. That doesn't help the standoff, where you still have this one individual, we believe,
give up, dude, come on now. But literally,
And what are the names?
There's no rush. Really, there's no rush. There's nobody's, there's nobody around. It's a hostage or anything, so you can take your time to get them to come out.
All right, so we're just getting some new information from our assignment desk at ABC7. On those two schools in the nearby vicinity, we have Crescent Elementary School and Crescent Primary School. They are currently on lockdown just because of the nearby vicinity to this armed standoff situation. Officers have arrived at those schools, and they are allowing parents to show up and pick up their students with proper IDs. So if you have a student, a child at one of these schools, once again, Crescent Elementary School and Crescent Primary School, you may go to that school directly and pick up your child. That
now, you know what would be neat if they brought in the not the Bearcat, but the Bobcat, the little
looking at
Bobcat.
Up there, you have
bring
some,
that armored Bobcat in. If you've seen some of my videos, my live stream, I was out there when they brought in a Bobcat and busted out somebody's window and stuff like that.
Take the center divider out of there, unless the center divider is blocked off a little further down. But as we've been saying, they are starting to turn around some of this stuck traffic, so eventually it may take a good 15-20 minutes, maybe more. They'll be able to get a lot of this traffic turned around and out of here and away from the standoff scene itself, which will be good news for everybody. It'll allow these people that have been stuck for quite some time to be able to find a way to get on their way. Yep. Was it? Oh, okay. 8 minutes until the cut-in, 8 minutes.
Look at that bullet hole right there. Look at that hole. What happened? How did that happen?
Okay, copy that.
If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Oh, they got 2 dogs out there. Looks like, yeah, they got 2 dogs.
Are we out of Santiago for IFB? Oh. Would you be able to do a little left pedal turn? A little left pedal turn? I'm just trying to see if it improves the IFB at all. That's okay.
Yep, bust that. There's the drone. There's the drone. There's the drone.
Try and go left. Do you want to try Wilson? It's about the same. 5 minutes. Once again, if you're watching us on our ABC7 streaming platforms, we'll keep these live pictures up for you, monitoring this pursuit termination and standoff of an armed suspect. Corona PD, CHP, Anaheim PD, all on scene here. If you have a television on and you're watching The View, we're going to go on television very briefly to update our television audience on the situation, and then shortly after we'll have Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. where we will have all the day's top stories and the latest on this breaking news in Anaheim.
Welcome in, welcome in.
Yeah.
This is a police standoff after a chase in Anaheim.
Oh.
Researchers have a rooftop photo shoot inspired by Pinterest.
It's probably, I'm just hearing the programming too.
Yeah, what I heard earlier, this guy was wanted for stalking his teacher. Stalking. He was wanted for stalking.
If everybody decides to go there, then it might not. Go again for R7. I got you. Thank you, thank you. Three minutes. Yeah. Hey Larry, this is a 30, right? Copy. 2 away.
Where's their Bobcat? The armored Bobcat to come in and just bust him out of there.
We're going to go on television for a 30-second hit during the view, and then we'll be back with our online audience updating you. No further movement, though, obviously, from that suspect inside the vehicle, besides maybe moving his arms around a little bit. Although, I see a face, I see a hand. It's hard to tell whether the suspect is holding a phone or a weapon. We did hear reports earlier that the suspect may have been holding a weapon. He does appear to be in somewhat of an agitated state.
Yeah, he's animated in there.
1 minute. $30. $15.
You see the Bobcat? That's the lowest portion right there. If you look at the very top, they got the sniper. He's got his rifle all set up on it.
I'm Gabe Santos on Air 7 HD over Anaheim, and you're looking at the scene of the end of a pursuit. A barricaded suspect that is armed. You have Corona police, Anaheim police. This started out of Corona, where that pursuit began, of an armed stalking suspect, and it somehow came to an end in the middle of the freeway. Both the 91 in the east and the westbound directions are shut down, and 2 schools are in lockdown. More at 11 a.m. Thanks, Larry.
On his phone, yep.
Okay. No, David.
He could probably get his car out of there if he wanted to. Just start driving forward and back. You think he could get out?
All right, to all of our loyal streaming viewers, you heard us there. Update the television audience.
By just gunning it forward and backward, and then angering his tires, he could probably get out of that.
About what we know right now, and it just kind of becomes a waiting game between the police departments here and this suspect. Marcel, let's push back into that driver's seat.
40 years old, and he's talking to law enforcement via his phone.
Driver, and we do see just kind of, you know, anxious movements, a little bit of movement of the head.
Okay.
We had movements of the arm earlier.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. You don't think he could get out?
Unsure what, and it's just hard to tell what from this perspective with the window just cracked there at the top. It's unclear what he's saying or if he's saying anything to officers. You have SWAT officers behind the Bearcat, behind this car. Looks to be maybe a Honda Accord, mid-2010 model, mid-2010s. There's those SWAT officers, the SWAT K-9 unit, and all of Corona Police. Maybe not all of Corona.
The whole
Police,
department is there, dang near.
Officers from the Corona Police Department here.
Yeah, this is in L.A., Larry. Yes,
And then you have these
this is L.A.
unfortunate drivers that got caught right behind the standoff itself. And as we've been kind of monitoring, Marcel, let's give a wider look and show kind of the end of this backup. The vehicles that are stuck right behind the barricade, there's a lot less of them because they've been able to turn a lot of these guys around and get them off on Imperial Highway, and that's been really helpful. So people who've been stuck for about an hour are now finally able to get moving, and they're going the wrong way they're going eastbound in the westbound lanes, and then they're getting back on Imperial Highway, and CHP is helping people get on their way that way. So that's a good sign here, but that doesn't help the overall situation where you have the east and the westbound lanes entirely shut down on this.
Look at that traffic
highway
backed up.
due to this armed standoff suspect.
There's a police helicopter.
And from what we were hearing from that CHP helicopter that just flew through our shot there moments ago, is that the SWAT officers on the ground are kind of going to take a wait-and-see approach. They would like the suspect to give himself up peacefully, but they do not want to use force if they have to, because they are operating on the assumption that he is armed and possibly distraught. There are 2 schools in the area. Those
Yeah, that's why you got to keep a pee bottle in your car. I got several of them.
Primary school.
Just for that occasion.
There are officers at both of those school locations, and school officials have told us that parents may go to those schools and pick up your child if you have a child at one of those schools, since they are on lockdown, but they are allowing children to be released to parents with ID. Oh, thank you. Was that from CH11? Okay. We are getting some additional information from the police helicopter overhead. The police helicopter is telling us that the...
You're showing 5 helicopters overhead?
On the phone, and he's on the phone with negotiators.
Okay, the guy's popping up out of that
phone in his left hand, so that's...
Bearcat. He's popping up out the Bearcat.
Here that he's not holding a weapon, or at least we don't believe he's holding a weapon, and that he is at least communicating with negotiators who can hopefully convince this man, who's a man in his 40s, to bring this entire situation to an end and give himself up peacefully. This started almost 3 hours ago now in Corona near...
they just confirmed he doesn't have a pew-pew?
McKinley
and
Griffin. Corona police attempted to pull over this driver for an armed stalking allegation. Well, the suspect ended up on the 91 westbound, and that's where Corona PD was in pursuit. And somehow, we don't know exactly how it came to a stop, but somehow the blue vehicle at the center of your screen, which was the center of this pursuit, came to a stop in the middle of the freeway, in that number 2 lane. Tilt down, Marcel. At which point, officers did receive information that the suspect was armed, and a standoff began. Call was made to Anaheim PD, because this is actually the city of Anaheim, where we're currently...
Okay, is the suspect a woman or a man? I'm seeing other chats saying it might be a woman.
And so that's why the call to Anaheim PD was made, just because they, being in the city of Anaheim, they could respond with a Bearcat a little quicker, and then Corona responded with 2 of their own Bearcats to complete the standoff package, if you will. You have CHP here as well, being that it is on a highway.
What if you have to go number 2? Hey, if you're like me, when I'm out on surveillance, sometimes you just have to make do. I got a portable toilet that I carry around with me.
And it's been this way ever since. We've seen a little bit of movement from the driver, who is the original. We believe, we're being told, that's the original armed stalking suspect in the driver's seat. We believe that's the only occupant of this vehicle. And while we've seen some agitated movement, we haven't seen anything further than that. And we just received word that the suspect has been communicating with police, with negotiators via a cell phone. And that is some good news to hear that the suspect is willing to communicate.
You're saying crime is spiked in Anaheim? Okay. There's 84 people watching. Everybody go and give this live stream a thumbs up. Everybody can close the chat, that little X right there, and then give this live stream a thumbs up.
Are you still on, Marcel? What app? Oh, copy.
Grocery bag, perhaps?
As we continue to keep the camera trained on this blue Honda at the center of your screen, we are going to start preparing for Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. in about 5 minutes. We have our second Air 7 en route to the scene as well, so when we have to refuel, which we will have to in about 15 or so minutes, we will have our second helicopter here to continue to provide live pictures and hopefully
14
a conclusion to this situation, hopefully in due time. Hopefully
Okay, because all the cops are on
as we
I-99.
always say in these situations, time is on
Yep.
the side of the officers and not on the suspect. The suspect's going to get tired. They're going to have to go to the bathroom. But the officers, they can switch out with other officers. They have their entire SWAT teams, not just from Corona PD, but from Anaheim PD as well, as we see some of these bikers that have been stuck here for quite some time, over an hour, finally able to work themselves out of the traffic jam. They've been stuck up against the standoff, and you can see that yellow crime scene tape where the kind of standoff line begins, and then the traffic behind them finally turning around and clearing out, getting off on Imperial Highway. Now the backup on the 91 West before Imperial Highway, there's about a 5-mile backup there, and you're being forced off once again on Imperial Highway, and I wouldn't be surprised if further down the bend they're suggesting drivers get off on the 71, but you can see that massive amount of traffic there.
Look at that.
Being condensed down to one lane on Imperial Highway to get people around this armed standoff that has continued now for more than an hour, going on 2 hours now.
Oh, Bill, they got another chopper coming in that they say that they should be able to just switch over.
Crescent Primary School. Parents may head to those schools and pick up their children. If you have kids at either one of those schools, you may head directly to the school and pick up your child. They are on lockdown as a precaution because of the close proximity to the standoff itself. The Lakeview Avenue Bridge over the 91, that's also closed. You can't go north to south on that stretch. And the 55 north also shut down. You're not able to get onto the 91 from the 55 north. And let's not forget the eastbound 91. Although the backup doesn't seem as intense there, I'm wondering if they're getting people off on the 57. You're being forced onto the 55 from the eastbound 91. Stay with us here.
Do they even have the other? They probably, the other traffic is probably backed up. Yeah, there's no traffic going either direction.
In just a few minutes.
So yeah, they got it. It's backed up both ways.
Three-way, three.
On that Bearcat that the sniper's on, what's at the front of it? Can anybody tell me what that is on the very front of the Bearcat? Not those two, but the one with the sniper's on the top, that is below these two.
Go ahead, Steph.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that traffic either myself. No, thank you. Yeah, look at the front of the Bearcat. Oh no, that's a crack in the road, I think. They got freeway issues with the cracks. That can't be no crack that big.
Okay. What do we have on station? Like 10? 15? So we... Hold on, Jay. Steph's talking.
All right, Matthew, have a good day.
Go ahead again, Steph. Okay.
Now, what I see is looks like a crack in the road.
Yeah, so we'll do the hit, and then we'll probably still hang out for a few minutes, at least till...
It's like a crack in the road.
Between 11:05 and 11:10. Copy. Go ahead. Okay, copy.
For those just joining, this is a police standoff down in Southern California. It was a pursuit, and now they've got a standoff. The suspect is supposed to be wanted for stalking, an armed stalking suspect. It kind of does look attached, but you know, what would it be? I mean, it's kind of weird shape, so that's a hole in the freeway most likely.
Yeah, and going into the holiday weekend, it's definitely a traffic nightmare here for anyone driving through Anaheim on that 91 freeway, as you said. And this is why you're looking at the blue car at the center of your screen. That's the subject of a standoff with an armed suspect. This all started at about 8 a.m. in Corona. Corona tried to pull over this suspect for what they're calling armed stalking. That pursuit led to the 91 freeway, continued westbound, and somehow came to a stop here on the 91 freeway.
Yeah, the one that's the furthest to the right. That's the lowest portion, close to the center of the highway. That's the one I'm talking about. Like on the passenger headlight, the side, the passenger side. Looks like, but that's probably a hole in the freeway.
So those two freeways are closed. You have about 5 miles of backup in both directions. So the 91 freeway definitely off limits.
That's probably a hole in the freeway.
There is a school in the area, Crescent Elementary School and Crescent Primary School. Those two schools are in lockdown, just out of precaution because of the proximity to this standoff scene. If you're a parent of a student at either one of those schools, you may head to the school and pick up your child, but that's just something to be aware of as well. But this has been going on, the standoff at least, for the better part of an hour, almost an hour and a half now, and you can see SWAT officers keeping their non-lethal weapons trained on this suspect. We understand the suspect is on the phone with negotiators, so that's some good news. That at least gives us an idea that this may hopefully be at least getting closer to an end. But CHP, Anaheim PD, Corona PD, all here right now working together to deal with this armed suspect in the middle of the freeway and deal with the freeway closure. Once again, both directions of the 91 are shut down, and the 55 north is shut down as you approach the 91. Ellen?
Oh, so that's a crack in the road? Okay, that's what I thought too. But see, I used to be a police officer, and when you in situations like this, you have what's called crossfire. So you see how the majority of the police officer are behind the suspect, and there's no cars on the other side except for that Bearcat, because in the event they have to start shooting, you don't want to be shooting at the suspect and then have officers shooting at your direction. So that Bearcat is bulletproof, and so that's why everybody's lined up behind him. So in the line of, so if they do have to start firing, there's no innocent people or officers that are downrange. So you zoomed in and it's attached? Okay. You need to just give up, dude. But when you're on situation, when the police are on situations for their, for long periods of time, they actually do bring them in food and beverages. They do bring them food and beverages
we have
in.
about 10 minutes left. Probably on the... There's a newscopter here too.
Because many a times when I was given the task to go pick the stuff up.
I'm hearing you, Steph. Okay.
Looks like they switched choppers. This one looks like it's got a better camera. Oh, it's a pepper spray gun. Okay. There's that drone. I'll be right back, folks. Anything happen? This is down in Los Angeles. Down in Los Angeles. For those joining, this is a police standoff on the 99 freeway after a chase that they had of the suspect. And there's supposed to be negotiators are supposed to be talking to him, and the freeway is shut down in both directions. It's backed up. Now it looks like they're freeing up some of the units. It looks like they're freeing up some of the units here. Because they don't need that many for just one guy. So looks like they're freeing up some of the units. Some people are leaving out. Who's that group right there? Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Did y'all hit some turbulence? There goes a helicopter. Okay, back in the day, yeah, they'd have just busted the window and drug him out. They would have busted the window and drug him out. Is that a doorway leading through the wall right there? You see that by that squad car at about 1 o'clock on the screen? Is that a doorway? That's probably the bathroom. They probably go back up in the bushes over there to piss. Oh, look at that. They done cleared out everybody from back there. Okay, they got all that stuff cleared out. They're probably going to bring in the Bobcat next. Look. Freeway shut down. They got all them cars turned around off the freeway. Now, why are you coming to code 3? What's the rush? They don't need, unless you come in there to relieve somebody. So that's Highway Patrol backing up. They're probably leaving, going back into service because you know, once the freeway shut down and everybody's diverted out the way, they've got enough officers there to handle one person. Look at that, they clearing out. They like, let's go, let's get out of here. So everybody watching, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. And if everybody can, there's 123 people in here. If you guys could go and give this video, this live, a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Give this live a thumbs up. But this is a standoff on the 91 freeway in Southern California in Corona. There's a person inside of that blue car there, and he won't give up. And he was supposed to be an armed stalker. Is what they reported. That was what he was wanted for, an armed stalker. And you really can't see in the, okay, open, what's going on there? The door was opening up on that Bearcat. He probably had to spit or something. But the Bearcat in the lower right portion, you can see that he's got his sniper up there with his rifle on the bipod on top of the car, on top of the Bearcat. Yeah, thank you for giving this a thumbs up. I appreciate you. And if you know anybody that likes this kind of content, make sure you share it. Make sure you share it as well. For those that don't follow me, I actually get out in the field and respond to calls where I would be on scene, you know, filming stuff like this here in the Sacramento region. But when I'm not out live, streaming in the streets, something pops up good like this, I'll share it with you guys. But they've got 2 dogs out there, 2 canines, and they look like they're like Malinois, maybe. So put in the comments, what do you think they should do to get this thing to end? Put in the comments, what do you think they should do to get this thing to end? Hey Kelly, hey Gina, hey Miracle on Facebook, how's it going? Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up on Facebook as well. Okay, literally. They should end this, you know, sit some pepper balls in there and get this thing over with. Because just think of how the commerce, you know, it's like the railroad. The railroad has priority over everything. So something happens on the railroad, you clear it off, and then you keep going. So they should do the same thing with the freeway. Because just think of all the money has been interrupted, and the commerce has been interrupted because of this clown. Yeah, put in the comments, what would you do to get this thing to over? This is that standoff down in Corona on the Highway 99 or 91 is shut down both directions. There's the drone right above the that Bearcat. You guys see the drone in the upper left corner? There's the drone. The upper left corner is the drone. Now look, they done if they pan out, you'll see how they have cut down on the number of police that are out there at all. There's not as many as because they don't need that many police. That they've got enough to be able to handle this person. They've got enough to be able to handle them. Up and out. Up, not out. What's that mean? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. This is that standoff in Corona of the person that is suspected of stalking, and they're supposed to be armed. They got in pursuit of him, and he came to stop on the freeway here, in the middle of the freeway, and they brought the Bearcats in to kind of sandwich him in so he couldn't get away. So it's been going on for a while now, and we'll see what happens. Make sure you guys follow me. Make sure you follow me. As you can see, they set it up so there is no crossfire situation, because if the police are on one side, and if there is firing that has to go on, there's nobody downrange that can be in the line of fire. Because that's one of the things is if you have to shoot and another officer has to shoot and you're both facing at each other, that's not a good sign. I've been in that situation, and that's not a good feeling to hear bullets whizzing by you. And so the people that are downrange, they're in that Bearcat, and that Bearcat is bulletproof. That Bearcat's bulletproof. So if in the event they get shot at, the bullets shouldn't injure the officers inside of that Bearcat that's downrange. Now they've cleared out all traffic, all directions. From that, there's no traffic crossing by. You have the houses on the upper side of the screen there that are protected by that big brick wall there. So in the event that you have to shoot, it shouldn't hurt. That no innocent bystanders should be hit. But on a situation like this, where you have no hostages, there's no rush. Besides interfering with the flow of commerce. That might be one of the reasons, but there's really no rush to rush in there and get the guy's person, because you can just keep talking to them, and if they're talking to the negotiators, you just keep talking to try to get them to come out. And so, they say that he is talking to negotiators, and when they zoom in, you can see that he's kind of animated in the screen, inside the vehicle, but you can't really see him that well because of the windows. But you can see he's kind of animated, doing something like that. That's animation to me. And you just keep talking to him and try to talk him to come out, because there's really no rush. And I know in Sacramento they have an armored Bobcat. So those Bobcats you see on construction sites? Well, they have an armored one where they brought out. I've seen that thing come out. And I heard, and it was at nighttime. I was on a barricaded subject inside of an apartment building, and I kept hearing what sounded like a tank, and I'm like, why you hear something sound like a tank? And it was like a tracked Bobcat came rolling up. It was armored, and they had a stand on the front of it, and the officers got on the stand, and it lifted them up, and they were behind a bulletproof shield that had windows and holes in it, and it drove up on the second floor of a window in an apartment complex. So that was kind of interesting. So now they got the fire department stage. In the event that somebody is injured, they have the fire department there now to provide aid. And I wonder if they're going to bring in a Bobcat. I wonder if they're going to bring in a Bobcat at all. Okay, so they've cut down on the amount of officers that were there. They've cut down on the amount. You know, but the thing is when you have a standoff like this, you know, that lasts a long time, you can rotate the officers. You know, the ones that are inside that Bearcat that's downrange may not be able to rotate, but the other officers, you can rotate them out to give them a break. You know, because just think, you know, if you're standing out there and you got to pee, you know, somebody will come in and you know, relieve them, and they'll go get a chance to take a break on a situation like that. And so welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and then share the video as well, so that people that, you know, are interested in this kind of content, they can you know, come in and watch this standoff down in Los Angeles area. And you know, hopefully this thing will end peacefully. So put in the comments, what do you think the police should do to end this? So there's that drone coming down right there, right in the center of the highway. What do you think the police should do to end this? Put it in the comments. What do you think they should do? So Kelly on Facebook says they should shoot pepper balls in to get it over with. You know, shoot some pepper balls, because he's got his window open. The driver's window is actually open, so they could literally shoot some pepper balls in there. What do you guys think they should do to get this thing over with? Hey, Kick Rocks, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. This is a standoff in Corona, in Anaheim, down in Los Angeles, on the 91 freeway. It was a pursuit that the subject stopped in the middle of the freeway, and they ended up sandwiching him in between two Bearcats. Oh, Bill says he's shocked they haven't brought the command RV yet for the cops to pee and get coffee and donuts in a timely fashion. I'm gonna tell you, all the standoffs that I was involved in when I was the police, because I actually I was one of the drivers of that command post RV. If you just you out there, they don't let you use that bathroom. They do not let you use that bathroom, because that means somebody has to go empty it out. So literally they would tell you, no, you can't use the bathroom. We don't use the bathroom here. You got to go find someplace else to use it. Yeah, so that's why I'd always have a couple Gatorade bottles in my duty bag. That's what I had, a couple Gatorade bottles in my duty bag. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. There's 480 people in here. If you guys can give this live stream a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. That lets YouTube know to help push this this video out to more people. Yeah. Yep, welcome in. Pepper balls, somebody says pepper balls. Okay. Look at that drone. He's flying close now. That drone is right there. He rolled his window up, it looks like. He rolled his window up. Looks like the window is now up. So we'll see, you know, how much longer they're going to let this go. He's panning out to see, you know, what the scene looks like. That's the SWAT truck right there. That's the SWAT truck right there. You're saying calling the Texas Rangers, they would end this show in like 5 seconds? Okay, you're right. I think he could get out. I think he could get out of there if he just started going back and forth and spinning them tires. He might be able to get that thing going again. He says, so they're moving in. You say they're moving in? I don't see any moving in. But yet he rolled his window up. He rolled his window up. But look at that drone. Yeah, they've got drones that are tiny, and they got huge ones. They got them where they'll fly them in a house. Train skunk. Okay. They need to bring in the Bobcat. Let's see the Bobcat. Bring the armored Bobcat in. Because I know they got one down there. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Oh, they got 2 drones. They got another one coming down, a little smaller one. Another smaller one right there. You think the car was, somebody says they think the car was disabled. I don't know. Yeah, that was that semi truck that they ripped up apart with that armored Bobcat. Yep. But have you guys seen my live stream where in Sacramento they use it on a 2nd-story apartment complex? Because they had an armed suspect who had stabbed a little girl. He was standing off in his apartment, and they basically went up, used it to go to the 2nd story, and was busting the window out. And then they brought back a sled on the front of it and raised it up, put like 4 officers on it and raised it up to that 2nd floor. And the officers could have went into the window if they wanted to, but they didn't. They just shot some non-lethal rounds in there. Kelly says they were watching me when I was filming it. Okay. Yeah. No hostages. Yeah, you could take your time if you want. Look at it. But look at that. No traffic. They got it all blocked off. That's Corona Bearcat and an Anaheim Police Department Bearcat. They got the standoff suspect sandwiched in on the 91 freeway. It started out as a pursuit, and somebody said that the car was disabled, but I don't know how it was disabled because the tires aren't flat. Maybe it died on them. But you can see the drone is like right at the window looking in. The drone is right at the window looking in. Waiting for the FBI. Okay. You said your internet's down? Okay, well, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Lance, the PI. I'm a private investigator, and when I'm not on a case, I'm live streaming in the streets of Sacramento of the police calls, and when I'm not doing that, if I get a notification that there's something going on, usually it's in LA because they got the helicopters out there, I'll share that with you as well. So that's what we're doing here. This is a standoff in Los Angeles. In Corona, and Corona PD got in pursuit of this small blue car, and the pursuit, I'm not sure if the vehicle got disabled or it just stopped on the freeway, so the Bearcat from Corona and Anaheim has sandwiched it in. This suspect is suspected to be armed, and he was reported as being a stalking suspect. And so they just have this vehicle stopped. They've got the drones up. They've got the police helicopters up. And we're just sharing this information with you. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And hit that bell notification so you can be notified when I do go live. You'll be notified when I do go live. I think this guy could get away if his car wasn't disabled. He'd just go forward and backward, forward and backward. He could probably get out of that. Gina on Facebook says this is the best live I've seen. Hey, welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Greatly appreciate it. Yes, greatly appreciate it. So you just subscribe. Appreciate you subscribing. And if you want to support the channel, you can become a member as well. There's a in the video description, there's a place where you can support the channel. A giant heat gun. A giant heat gun. Okay. Look at the drone. You see the drone right there? There's actually two drones. There's one right at the driver's door, and then there's one that's up a little higher up. But there's a drone right at the driver's door. Now, literally, they should probably end this as soon as possible because of the interruption of commerce. How many trucks travel down that road that this guy is doing this with? So he's messing with the interruption of commerce. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I am Lance the PI. We are watching breaking news down in Los Angeles, where a high-speed chase of a stalking suspect has now turned into a standoff on the 91 freeway. The police have sandwiched in his car to make it so he can't get away. Welcome in, welcome in. So we're going to see how long this standoff will last. Hopefully they'll be able to get him to give up. You know, hopefully he'll give up pretty soon. We're going to see. They're going to probably start rotating officers out here pretty soon. That overtime? It's daytime. It's no overtime right now. This is not overtime. They on shift. This is the overtime. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. You got two drones. Two drones. There's one drone right at his door. Look at it. I wonder if, can you talk through the drones? Does anybody know if you could talk through the drones? Yeah, can you talk through those drones? Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, giving the drones a gut. That's going to happen pretty soon. That'll be next. That'll be next. Okay, somebody says, no, you can't talk through the drone. Okay. He's watching a video in his car, and somebody says, yes, you can talk through the drones. Okay, I would think that you could. Yeah, I would think that you could talk through the drones. Okay, so one drone, is both drones still there? I can't see the small one that was by the door if it's still there or not. Which iPhone do I have? I don't know. I don't know. I got 3 phones. So, and the iPhone is my least favorite. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. This is a live breaking news of a standoff in Los Angeles where you have the Corona PD was involved in a pursuit of this vehicle here, and it came to a stop on the freeway, and they've sandwiched it in with the Anaheim PD and the Corona PD's Bearcats, which are armored vehicles. And so the suspect inside, what I've been told and heard is that he's wanted for some kind of stalking, and he's supposed to be armed. So they've shut down the freeway in both directions, and they've only got the officers on one side of the suspect so you don't get a crossfire situation. So the officers that are in that Bearcat at the front of the vehicle, they're in an armored vehicle, so the bullets won't get to them. So what do you think they should do to end this, to get this over with? What should they do to get this over with? Put it in the comments. What do you think they should do to get this over with? You must be watching my live stream. Okay, there's 1.6K people in here watching it. If you guys could do me a favor and give this this live a thumbs up. All you to do is you just close the chat down and you hit the live, give it a thumbs up. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. But what could they do to end this thing? What could they do? Because this is interrupting with commerce. You know, just think of all the big rigs that aren't being able to go through this. This is Hacienda Heights. I have no idea where that is. I just know it's L.A. That's all I'm gonna say is L.A. I'm not familiar with L.A. I'm from Sacramento, so normally I live stream in Sacramento, and I respond to calls in Sacramento to give you a live perspective. But I got a notification that this pursuit was ended in a standoff, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. This is at Police Standoff. Police Standoff in Los Angeles. Corona PD was in pursuit of that blue car. The subject was wanted for stalking and was supposed to be armed. It came to a stop on the freeway. I don't know if it was disabled or if he just stopped on his own. And they sandwiched it in with the two Bearcats. And they've got drones up, they've got police helicopters up. The freeways have been shut down in all directions. They're diverting people off of the freeways in both directions. The people that were stuck, they made them turn around and drive the wrong way on the freeway just to get off of it. So, how long do you think this is going to go on? And what do you think they're going to do to end this thing? And make sure if you're new here, you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And put down in the comments that you subscribe so I can kind of keep track of who's new. Who's new to the family. So it's Orange County, not close to LA? Okay. The 91 freeway. This is the 91 freeway. They're saying it's Orange County. It's not LA. So I don't know anything about down there, but you've got the Corona PD and the Anaheim PD have a standoff with a suspect on the 91 freeway who led them on a high-speed chase. And it ended up in this standoff here. The freeway has been shut down in both directions. And the cars that were stopped behind the pursuit, they ended up turning them all around and getting them out of there. So somebody says they offer him a drink of food to get him to come out, to get him to stop. You know, if you look close at the vehicle, if they zoom in on the vehicle, look at the back door window, the little small window right above the tire on the back door on the driver's side. There's actually what looks like a bullet hole in it already. It looks like there's a bullet hole in it already. Okay, what's the dog getting excited? What's he barking at now? You see the dog right there? He's barking. Both of them are barking. They must be giving him commands or something, because that kind of agitates the dog. That's probably exactly what they're doing. Is they're probably giving him some commands, you know, on the loudspeaker or something. You know, because maybe he stopped talking to the negotiator, and so so that's probably what was agitating those dogs, is because they're probably not making announcements on the loudspeaker. Come out with your hands up. Put your hands in the air. Come out with your hands up. Because the dogs, for a while, they weren't doing all that. Now they're kind of, both of them was barking. Yeah, somebody said they was watching this over an hour ago and he didn't come out. Nope, he didn't. He didn't come out. But look at this. The freeways are shut down in all directions. Look at that. Nobody's around. It was full of cars earlier, but they done shut down in all directions. You're saying he's probably negotiating via cell phone? Now see the hole in the window right there? See that back window? You see a little small hole? You see a little small hole right there? I wonder what caused that. I wonder what caused that. But this is a breaking news down in Orange County, off the 91 freeway. Corona PD was in pursuit of this blue car. Okay, something's going on. Boom, boom, look, 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 look. You saw that? You guys see that? I told you they was giving him announcements. What was they shooting at him though? It was some kind of smoke. Did you guys see that? Uh-oh. Yeah, probably some gas, some pepper ball maybe. Because look at the dog. When activity is going on, the dogs get excited. Okay, what's he going back with? Why is he sending him back? What's going on? He's going to get some more equipment or something. Yeah. Look at that dog. He's ready. He's ready. You get too close to him, he'll bite you. Okay, he's throwing up another flashbang. There it goes. Boom. Or a smoke grenade or something. Maybe they're trying to distract him. You guys see that he threw up a little grenade. He's throwing up grenades. It didn't do much of nothing. It didn't do much of nothing. This is your first-hand front row views. 2,500, 2,600 people in here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want to support, click that link in the chat. If you want to show support, click that link in the chat. This is down in Orange County. This is in the city of Corona. Corona PD was in pursuit of a stalking suspect. Okay, they're lining up over here on this side, so something's getting ready to happen, most likely, because they're lining up now behind there. We'll see. We shall see. Welcome in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. Give me the video a thumbs up. No, I don't think there's any passengers. I don't think there's any passengers in the car. I think it's just one person. He had the driver's window was down probably about 6 inches earlier, but when they started flying that drone, the window rolled up. Yeah, the drone is, but there's a small drone coming in. There's that small one. The small one's coming right up to the window. You said your cousin was on the 91 and turned around? Okay. Oh, that's not a lot of cops. You should have seen there was probably 10 times that amount of police officers there when this first started. There's probably 10 times that amount of police officers there. Yes. Your cousin's school is on lockdown. Yeah, they did announce that they did put a lot of these places, the schools, on lockdown that surround that place. It was like a school within 1,000 feet, they said. But if a parents, those kids, they could come pick their kids up early, they just had to, show their ID. And they could get their kids early. So there's that drone right there looking right at the guy, right through the window. Right through the window. So this is live right now down in Orange County. Corona PD got in pursuit of this vehicle. The suspect was wanted for stalking and was supposed to be armed. They ended up, vehicle, I don't know if it got disabled or just stopped on the freeway, and then the vehicle was sandwiched in with the Anaheim PD Bearcat and the Corona PD Bearcat to make it so he couldn't get away. They threw a couple flashbangs. Okay, they're moving up. I told you something was getting ready to happen. They're moving up the other Bearcat. And that thing is attached to the hood. So somebody said that's what you spray the pepper spray with. That is attached to the hood. So they're trying to put some action in here to get him to do something. Hey, God dang, thank you for subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Lance the PI. I'm a California private investigator. And one of the things that I do is I monitor the police and fire scanner calls in the Sacramento region. And when a good call comes in, I'll respond. And then sometimes when I get a notification that there's an activity going on YouTube, I'll share that with everybody. So that's what we're doing right now. This is down in Orange County. The 91 freeway is closed after a police pursuit ended up in this standoff. The suspect was wanted for some kind of a stalking, and he was supposed to be armed. Unknown if he stopped on his own on the middle of the freeway or if his vehicle became disabled. And that's when you had the two Bearcats, the Corona PD Bearcat and an Anaheim PD Bearcat, sandwiched the car in. Moments ago, they did throw some flashbangs on the passenger side of the car, and there was no activity. The suspect is inside. And earlier, the window, his driver's window was down probably about halfway, and you could see through the window that he looked like he was agitated. Now they do have drones above the vehicle. You can kind of see the drone above the blue car right there. There's two of them, one high in the screen and one right above the screen. And when they zoom in, if you look at there is looks like a bullet hole or some kind of hole in the window, the very back driver's side door. The back passenger door, you can see there's like a hole in there. And so we're hoping that this will end peacefully, but the police dogs are getting agitated, so there must be some kind of announcements being made, because usually that's what gets those police dogs agitated like that, is when they're making announcements. Come out of the car with your hands. Okay, there goes another flashbang. They threw another flashbang. Just to try to get some activity. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. You see that they just threw a flash bang on the driver's side this time. Nothing happened. They're just trying to get him to do something. They were negotiating with him, but he's probably not negotiating anymore. And that's why they're probably escalating it up to the next level. Okay, we got the officers moving up. They're moving up. So we're going to see what happens. Nobody's got a shield. Do they got a shield? Yeah, they do have a shield. So officers are moving up right now. You got one officer with the shield, and then you got officers opening the door. Okay. Did he do something to himself? Is he unalived? It doesn't look like he's moving. Maybe he unalived himself. Who knows? Who knows? Make sure you tap that screen. Give this thumbs up to this video. Maybe he unalived himself, and that's why they're, Okay, finally somebody says, come on, let me get in here. Okay, so one guy's in, one guy's got the pew-pew. They're zooming out. Okay, he's got the pistol. He's got it. He's got the pistol. Okay, so yeah, he probably unalived himself. He probably unalived himself. Yeah, so that's probably what happened. He unalived himself. So now they're going to give him first aid. Now they're going to give him first aid. It's over now. It's over. Get the fire department to come up. Get the fire department to come up. So they're going to bring a fire department up. That's the end of it now, folks. That's the end. That's the end. He wasn't moving. They brought him out. Yep, that's the end, folks. So make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow me. When they started, throwing them flashbangs and then he rolled that window up, there was no more activity. Something was going on. Something was going on. All right, folks, make sure you subscribe.